Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting for the city of San Juan at 6 p.m. May we rise for invocation? Mr. Arjona, can you lead us, please, sir?
Yes. We bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us engage in meaningful discussions. Allow us to grow closer as a group and to the possible opportunity. Fill us with your grace, Lord God, and continue to remind us that all that we do here today is all you do for the service of this community. We ask these things in your name. Amen. Thank you. Bible to pledge allegiance.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. May be seated.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Commissioners, staff members, community. Mayor, under the first order, we have under presentation, we have a presentation on a proclamation proclaiming October 2023 as Manufacturing Month. I think before you have the proclamation.
This time, we're going to have Commissioner Dina Santillan to go ahead and read the proclamation.
Proclamation Manufacturing Month, October 2023. Whereas for generations, manufacturing has played a critical role in Texas' diverse economy. Texas is home to approximately 17,500 manufacturing firms, 80 of which are located in Hidalgo County. And whereas manufacturing in Texas constitutes 14% of the total output in the state, totaling approximately $266 billion in 2016. And whereas manufacturers in Texas employ 6.9% of the workforce and an estimated 875,000 manufacturing employees, including 7,500 in Hidalgo County. And whereas manufacturing jobs enable Texas families to realize their dreams of owning a home, sending a child to college, and enjoying a secure retirement. And manufacturers pay millions of dollars annually supporting schools, law enforcement, emergency preparedness, public works, and other essential services. And whereas National Manufacturing Day is held annually on the first Friday in October, and the month of October is annually celebrated as National Manufacturing Month, and whereas residents are encouraged to support the work of manufacturing companies by purchasing products manufactured in Hidalgo County and in the United States of America. And whereas to celebrate Manufacturing Month, entities across Hidalgo County, including cities, economic development corporations, universities, school districts, manufacturing companies, and others in relevant fields are partnering to host various events to showcase modern manufacturing technology and careers. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Mayor Mario Garza, by the power vested in him in the city of San Juan, along with the Mayor Pro Tem Marco Marqui Villegas, Commissioners Leonardo Lenny Sanchez, Commissioners Ernesto Neto Guajardo, and Commissioner Dina Santillan, hereby issue the 26th day of September 2023, proclaimed October 2023 as Manufacturing Month in the city of San Juan, and recognize the valuable contributions that manufacturing companies and their employees provide to our communities.
Ma'am.
Mayor, and just so you know, we have Ms. Vargas here with us from the PJ School District. I don't know if you allowed her,
Sure.
maybe give her, make some comment and address the Ms. Vargas.
Thanks so much for allowing me to speak. I just wanted to let you all know that we really appreciate, and we're talking about PSJ ISD, we appreciate the partnership that we have. We want to continue. For many years, we've worked with Earth Day with Mr. Patrick Billingham, and we've done this annually. And so now we want to bring this back. We're seeing a lot of the baby boomers that are retiring or have retired, so we need the workforce so that we can bring in more companies here to our area. And the only way we can do this is if we support Manufacturing Day. And we're going to go ahead and do the proclamation in the 3 cities since we are a tri-city. And then October 3rd, we're going to Hidalgo, and it'll be proclaimed for the county also. So thank you very much.
Ma'am, appreciate it.
The next item, Mayor Commissioners, we have a presentation on departmental reports. Tonight, we have the Department of Finance, the Fire Department, the Police Department, Municipal Court, and Department of Utilities. I believe every department director is available. Should you have any questions for them? Yeah.
We didn't have any public comments. No. Go ahead, we can.
Okay, before we take this, what Mr. Arjona just read, just to let the city know that today we had a ribbon cutting on a Now Care, urgent care. It's like, more or less like a night clinic. And we had a grand opening, ribbon cutting today, and it's placed on the corner of Veterans and Expressway, and the Expressway. Can we get the picture, Mr. Arjona? It's attached to the bank, Texas National Bank. It will be on this corner. And it's a clinic where if you want to get tested for COVID, you want to go get some blood work, you want to, if you feel like congestions and all that, it's like a mini clinic. And also they're going to have machines for x-rays. You know, they'll take you in case, also they have a room where they take care of if you're having a stroke or heart attack, and then from there they'll prepare you and they'll call the 911 so they can transport you to the hospital or the heart hospital. And it's something that, it's like a state-of-the-art little project they did there. And just to let you know that, for you guys to relate the message to the people out there that we have another clinic in the city of San Juan. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, so like I said, Mayor, the department directors are here available. Should you have any questions for them?
Any questions for the directors at this time? No, we're good? You guys are good? We're good? Okay, go ahead, sir.
So moving on is under appointments. We have consideration and action not to appoint, reappoint, and/or remove board members of the Keep San Juan Beautiful Board. Ms. Brenda?
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. We received a resignation letter from Ms. Monica Leal for the Keep San Juan Beautiful Board. So at this moment, we're asking for, to appoint a new member to replace Ms. Monica Leal.
At this point, we can make a motion, correct? We're good? For the appointment of the board?
It could be a motion for,
To replace the
yeah, to
resignation?
replace, yeah.
I'd like to make a motion to replace with Jaime Castillo
Second.
for that open spot.
Who was that?
Jaime Castillo. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Use permit for the sale of alcoholic beverages at Carlitos Snacks and Drinks, located at 205 West Nolana Avenue, Suite 14, legally described as Lot 1, San Juan Plus subdivision, is requested by Carlitos Snacks and Drinks, or Carlitos Snacks and Drinks, LLC.
Thank you, Mr. Arjona, Mayor Pro Tem, Commissioners. This item is a conditional use permit to sell alcoholic beverages for off-premise consumption at the commercial plaza located in front of Delia's Tamales off of Nolana. The business is a snack shop that will be selling prepared drinks. The property has 2 entrances along Nolana Avenue and plenty of parking. The hours of operation are noted in your report, and they will comply with the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission requirements as well as our city secretary's requirements or our own ordinances. We did mail property notices to property owners within a 200-foot radius, and we advertised in the newspaper as well. On August 30th, we had a public hearing before the Planning Commission. Planning Commission staff both recommend approval. There was no opposition. This is a public hearing, Mayor.
At this time, I'm going to go ahead and open this up at 6:09 PM. Is there anyone here for or against? For or against? Any questions, members? Commission?
Yes, Mayor, I don't have a
Go ahead.
question, but I have a
Yes.
comment, Mr. Tijerina. One of the requirements is they do have cameras, and like I've said
Yes.
before, we have many businesses that are operating without the cameras, and they're supposed to be. So these need to be in compliance before they do receive the permit to open, and we need to follow up with all our previous businesses to make sure they are in compliance. If not, we need to make sure that they get in compliance.
Yes,
Okay?
ma'am.
Thank you.
We'll do that. Yes, ma'am.
That said, Mayor, I know she's been requesting those things already and in some meetings. Query, is there something that actually, once we do the permitting or the revaluation or oh my God, I lost my train of thought. When we actually permitting?
The issuance of-
We check for that, make sure that they're working out?
Yes, sir. Commissioner, what we do is the business owner comes in and applies for an occupational license where 3 different inspections are made, one by fire, one by health, and one by our building and code enforcement office.
So during the inspections once a year that we do business, they're inspected also?
Yes, sir, and it's annually after that.
Right.
Quick question, on something like this, part of the plaza,
Yes, sir.
is that outdoor and indoor?
Typically, yes, sir. Once they're coming in and as they're coming in,
Renting.
and going out into the business.
But not inside?
Inside the facility,
Both of them.
yes.
Be in
Mhm.
compliance.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mhm.
Just for the
Yes.
code. Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
And you guys go by the current businesses and making sure that they,
Yes,
you're
sir.
like your code
Yes,
enforcement and all that?
Yes, sir, we do that.
Okay.
They
Any
come
other
in.
questions? Okay.
Mhm.
I'll go ahead and close this at 6:11. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Mayor, Commissioner.
For the sale of alcoholic beverages, wine and beer for on-premise consumption at Tremendo's Drive-Thru located 2201 North Cesar Chavez Road, legally described as Lot 1. CMB subdivision is requested by Tremendo's Drive-Thru LLC. Mr. Guerrero?
Thank you, Mr. Arona. Mayor, Commissioners, this one is a conditional use permit for an existing drive-through facility or Tremendo's drive-through, which has been in operation since 2017. They're applying for an on-premise consumption permit to allow them to open wine and beer to add to their products. And they'll be preparing a variety of mixed drinks to go. So it's not like they can drink on site, but the TABC requires that they obtain this license. So it's basically, that's it. The hours of operation are noted in your packet. They've submitted the TABC application to us. We did send notices to property owners, and we did publish in the paper. Did have a public hearing before the Planning Commission. We had no opposition. The Planning Commission and staff are recommending approval, subject to the conditions of approval outlined in the ordinance. The public hearing, Mayor.
At this time, I'm going to go ahead and open this up at 6:12 PM. Is there anyone here for or against? For or against? Any questions, members of the commission?
Is this only for just pickup? Just
Yes,
a
sir.
drive-through?
They just, well, like if you want a drink, they'll make it for you
They'll make it
and.
for you and you, okay.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? If not, I'll close this at 6:13 PM. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Next item,
Mayor.
hold a public hearing for conditional use permit to operate a group home child daycare at 202 East 14.5 Street, legally described as Lot 22, Lincoln Heights subdivision, is requested by Xochitl Rodriguez. Mr. Guerrero?
Thank you, Mr. Arona. Mayor Pro Tem, Commissioner, this is a conditional use permit for a child care facility in a residential area. The lot size is mentioned in, it's about 6,000 square foot. For the lot itself, the house is about a little over 1,000 square feet. The proposed hours of operation are Monday through Friday from 7:15 to 5:30 PM. We did mail notices to 35 property owners within a 200-foot radius, and we received actually 3 emails against the conditional use permit, citing primarily kids playing on the street that live there at that location, additional traffic that might come in because of this childcare facility. And the emails are attached in your packet. Basically, in speaking to the applicant, Ms. Xochitl Rodriguez, it would just be her mother who's present, Ms. Rodriguez, and Ms. Xochitl Rodriguez. And they would be in compliance with all the state requirements. And that they'd be caring for. Based on all this information, they also, they had a business there at this same location from 1995 to 2005. Staff recommends approval of the conditional use permit. Planning Commission recommended unanimously approval as well to the City Commission. This is a public hearing. Mr. Rodriguez is available, and I don't know if there's anyone else.
This time I'm going to open this up at 6:15 PM. Is there anyone here for or against? For or against? Any questions, members of the commission?
Mayor, yes, I have a question. Regarding traffic, it's a cul-de-sac. Have we done any type of?
We went out there,
observation?
and basically it's two different cul-de-sacs. There's a copy of the recorded plat in your packet, and it shows, yes, two. So you have a 14th, and then you come in off of State Street, and there are two cul-de-sac streets which have about 8 houses on each cul-de-sac street. But as far as traffic or anything like that, in speaking to the applicant, Ms. Xochitl Rodriguez is here, and her mom. It's not, I think it's more of something providing for the neighborhood. You know, it's not anything like drop-off, pickup.
Do you have anything on those streets, say if it was to be approved, that we could put a sign saying speed limit, kids at play on there?
Yeah.
That way there is more awareness of the fact that the drivers can be more aware.
Yes, ma'am. I think in going out there, there are some signs already, but we
Okay.
could definitely put some additional ones if needed. Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions?
Mr. Tejeda, I'm looking at some of the letters that were kind of against
Yes, sir.
because of the traffic.
Right. Yes,
I know
sir.
they don't have a parking space for all those, because it's just a drop-off, right?
Right. That's correct, Commissioner.
Okay.
Auto.
Well, the reason I'm just saying, because, I mean, if it's a residential, they had this daycare for, since when? Or it's something new, they're gonna have a daycare?
Since 1995 to 2005. And usually, most parents have 3, 4 kids, so if anything, we'd get 1 parent, maybe 2 parents coming in, and there's not a lot of traffic.
Can you state your name for the record?
Xochitl Rodriguez?
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
And your mom is
Oh,
here.
yes, my mom, Magdalena Rodriguez.
Okay.
Yeah, so most parents, and so we have a parent that has 4 children and, or 3 children, and we're licensed for 4, or, well, we're only gonna be able to take 1 parent in, so it's not,
How many kids are gonna be in this daycare, do you know more or less?
anywhere from like maybe 3, 4 kids.
Oh, so it's the same.
Yeah,
it's the
it's,
same.
no. It's a home daycare. I think before, when they sent the letters, they put care facility, and I think that's what scared the people. And they're not even people on my street. They're people on the back street where the traffic is not even, not traffic, the car is not gonna even go to that
Yeah,
back
'cause
street.
It's just a co-tax.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Tejeda, everything else with compliance, we're good?
Yes, she's in compliance with everything, with the state and the requirements, and we'll be making our inspections as well if the commission approves this conditional use permit.
At any given time, you can take that permit away, right? If they're not compliant. All right. All right, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close this at 6:19 PM. Is there a motion approved?
So move.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
The next item is to hold a public hearing, consider an ordinance regarding a rezoning request from single-family resident district to institutional district at 1212 South Wyoming Avenue, legally described as lot 23 to 26, Block I, LF Moore subdivision, Block I, as requested by Jesus Ramirez. Mr. Tejeda?
Thank you, Mr. Juan. Mayor Pro Tem Commissioners, Mr. Ramirez, the applicant, is requesting a rezoning of his 2-lot property at 12th and Wyoming Avenue for institutional use. The property has 2 entrances and exits along Wyoming Road. The surrounding properties are residential uses, and the current use is a house on these lots. So as far as in the middle of the report, it says what an institutional use could be. It's public and private schools, community or other civic buildings, including museums, libraries and auditoriums, institutions of educational, charitable, or philanthropic, nature, but not penal or mental institutions, nursings, or convalescent homes. So we previously had a rezoning that came before the commission a couple of months back, and there was opposition based on the fact that Wyoming is not a full street, and emergency, fire, police, EMS, those are services that are instrumental for the community, and taking those things into account. Of course, we had individuals from the community reach out to us, and the majority of them are here this evening. We did mail 27 property notices to property owners within a 200-foot radius, and we published it in the paper on August 30th. The Planning Commission and staff are recommending denial. This is a public hearing.
This time, I'm going to go ahead and open this up at 6:21 PM. Is there anyone for or against? Yeah,
will you come
you
out to the
come to the podium and state your name for the record.
My name is Maria Rios, and I live behind the house of Mr. Ramirez. And the reason because we're against it is because there's, like he said, there's no space. You know, it's the canal is right there, so there is no space for the cars to go in and out. And I mean, it's a residential property. You know, everything that is around is residential, and it doesn't have that in order for, you know, to convert it in a school or to something like that. I don't know if anyone else wants to speak up, and they can tell you more about it. Thanks.
Good afternoon. My name is Della Alvarez, and I live close by to the property in question. And as it was mentioned, this is the second time in a few months that we're coming before you all for this same reason, this proposed rezoning on Wyoming. The street has not changed, and from what I gathered last time we were here, it's not going to change because there is a conflict between the county and the city of who's responsible for fixing that street. So it's barely usable and passable for the houses that live there, much less any additional traffic is not going to work out very well. And again, as I said last time we were here, it is a very intimate neighborhood. You don't happen to be passing by this place. You're there because you're going specifically to your home. There's no out of there. Once you get on Wyoming, you have to go on 12th Street, and that's the only way in and out of that street. So again, for safety issues, it's not feasible. Nothing has changed from a few months ago, so we do ask that this petition be denied. Thank you.
Anyone else? For or against? Mr. Tahiti and I got I guess a couple questions in regards to this matter. Educational and charitable, I mean, what exactly are they trying to do there?
To
Or
accomplish.
do you have any information or additional information?
No, sir.
Is Mr. Ramirez here?
No, sir. He was contacted.
Was he contacted?
Yes, sir. And he was not present at the Planning Commission either. There's speculation as to what he plans to do, which I guess the house converted into some sort of an educational facility for children to learn life skills and whatnot. And but that's all that I know, but that's speculation. That's nothing in writing.
So that's not concrete,
correct. Yes,
what
sir.
you're saying right now?
That's just what I've heard from the community, and I know I don't know if you want to raise your hands if you're against whoever is here on this.
Oh, no,
I'm sorry.
I totally understand
Yes,
that,
sir.
but at the same time.
Yes, sir.
you know, I just want to make sure that we have the proper information as
Right.
far as exactly
Yes, sir.
what's they're planning to do there. And I know earlier on another item, I know
Right.
Commissioner Dina Santian asked about the traffic.
Yes.
You know, I mean,
Yes,
what
sir.
kind of, I mean, is,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir, Mayor.
So,
Mr. As far as the legalities of some of that legally, the emergency services, we'd have a problem with that road right there, Chief?
We had several incidents out there, but I mean, we gain access, we can get in. We have to reverse all the way to
You can't
We're
turn,
here to provide service.
yeah, you can't turn on a fire engine there usually when you get a call.
But, I mean, it's like I said, if we need to go in there for an emergency, and if we have to reverse a half a mile, 2 blocks, whatever it is, that's what
But I mean, as far as the normal outlay of,
I think I've been out there maybe twice, but like I said, we got in there and got back out. So I think one was during the storm. I don't know, some of the residents may recall. Have you gotten in there when there's a vehicle in there? Was that? With a fire apparatus, yes, sir. But there are no vehicles in the roadway. No, sir. No, sir. Yeah, so there's. Oh, no, and there's a vehicle parked along the side.
Like, you won't be able to go in. Okay.
okay. Any other questions?
Danny, I see here that the staff recommended a denial on the zoning on that request,
Yes, sir.
and that was part of the system because of the street, it was too narrow.
Yes, sir, correct. Based on the previous rezoning where they wanted to change it to a family zone and the issues on that and yes, sir. Yes, sir. There were people that were against.
the drainage district, y'all got going back to what she was mentioning? The drainage district?
Yeah, the drainage district, they're not gonna move.
Right now.
Good. Okay, I'm gonna close this at 6:27 PM.
Like to, us maybe contacting Mr. Chu Ramirez and maybe ask additional info as to what is needed. As my understanding is that it's going to be an institution for special needs children, teaching them life skills. Obviously, this is only for a rezoning request. As far as the purpose of that, it is not here on the agenda, but I think it'll be more of a convenience for maybe Chu Ramirez to come over and explain exactly what is it that they may be trying to do and maybe take no action or table it to the next meeting. Because, and I hear what the lady just mentioned about the conflict with the county and whoever. There's no conflict, it's just that that's a private road, doesn't belong to the city. Now, in order for us to make a street dedicated, they will need to give up some easements.
Now, I know she mentioned that this was the second time that it's been.
And I think the second time she referred the first one on the apartment.
It was the apartments, I remember that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they were trying to make some apartments back there.
Right.
Yeah, I got you, okay. Okay, yeah, well,
I'd like to maybe, you don't mind?
I agree with that.
what's that?
I mean,
Table?
do table. Let me just hear the other side.
Yeah.
As far as the institution itself, as far as this, I don't think that it's feasible with the streets and, you know, what they're mentioning right now, it's not gonna. But I mean, if there's other alternatives or options that maybe we can consider later on, or
Correct.
helping
There-
them open up that facility.
I know we've, Mr. De Harinas, you invited him to the planning and zoning meetings, and he was invited to this meeting. So on the third attempt, once you all invite him to meet or come to this meeting and he doesn't show, then we need to proceed with a vote if we choose to table. But there's been 2 options already for presentation.
That- Oh, yeah, no, definitely. No, of course. You know, it's just like in everything this commission decides, we just need to make sure we have all, and I get it, I'm not blaming anybody.
Yes, sir.
But I just want to make sure that we have all the proper information
Yes, sir.
I mean, before we even make a decision, right?
Yes, sir.
So I guess at this time, we'll just go ahead and, I guess, we'll table this item.
Okay.
Make a motion to table this. Is there a second? All those in favor say aye. This item is tabled. Doesn't mean that it's approved. It's not approved, okay? So it's going to come back. It's got to come back on our next meeting, okay? So we're going to give Mr. Ramirez an opportunity as well. Now, what Commissioner Dina Santian mentioned, now, if for some reason he doesn't come in, we're going to proceed. That's it, you know? but we just want to make, be fair about this matter, and we'll just bring it up on the next, make sure it's on the next
Yes,
meeting, sir,
definitely.
please. Yeah, okay.
Their final attempt, once this attempt is done, whether, is there gonna be a person contact, gonna be a mail contact, or how is that contact gonna be?
All
made?
three.
Or the attempt, shall I say?
The attempt is the same way it's always been. I mean, the attempt will be made properly, right? Is that correct, Mr. O'Connor?
Yes, we'll
For Danny?
contact them via phone and
Correct.
All
we'll
three, whatever.
email them, you know.
However, it's always been done, to be fair
That's
with
how we're gonna
everybody.
do it.
Sure.
And no issue with the spot zoning issue. That spot zoning, I guess nobody brought up the spot zoning, I apologize already, but
Yeah, no, in this case, yeah, it would, we're gonna, the commission has decided to table it, and we'll be back, you
Sure.
know, and see what's decided.
Yeah, it'll come back on the next meeting, so, okay? All right, thank you, sir, appreciate it.
So just for clarification, the public meeting's tabled, which means on the next meeting, they'll open up a public meeting again. So if there's anybody else that wishes to address the same points or any other points, those points can be taken up on the next meeting. So that way,
Sir,
everybody
thank you.
understands that.
Okay, we're good, go ahead, sir, let's go, we're moving on to the next one.
Under item E, hold a public hearing for rezoning request from single-family residence district to multifamily resident district at the property described as 7.47 acre tract of land at Lot 4, Block 39, Alamo Land and Sugar Company, and requested by Gerardo Mireles. Mr. Tejerina?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem Commissioners. This is a 7.47 acre tract of land that's proposed by the applicant to be rezoned from single-family to multifamily. The property has two entrances along Sioux Road, and the surrounding uses of the property are a mixture of mobile home, park, and residential uses. The future land use map established this property as residential use, which includes single-family townhouses and multifamily uses. Subdivision plat will be required in order to do any improvements to the property. We did mail 13 notices out to property owners within a 200-foot radius, and we did publish in the paper regarding this rezoning. Did not receive any comments in favor or against. We presented it to the Planning Commission, and Planning Commission staff are recommending approval of this rezoning request. This is a public hearing.
This time I'm going to open it up at 6:30 PM. Is there anyone here for or against? For or against?
Hello, good evening, City Council. My name is Alfonso Guzman, and I'm here with TriMet Consultants. We're the civil engineers representing Mr. Mireles. I'm here to answer any questions that you guys may have, but basically we're trying to develop this property right now. It's not being used. It's 7 acres, and we're trying to do some multifamily. We're looking around like 16 to 18 lots for apartments, like fourplexes.
Anybody else here for or against? Members of the commission? Any questions?
The one thing I have, Mr. Tejerina, on that land that's next to, I imagine it's going to be the east side, or actually to my left, which is your left also?
Yes, sir.
Is that the way it is? It's open land?
To the left,
If you're looking at the photo.
Yes, sir.
The red mark, to your left, which is possibly the east side, correct? Will it be the west side?
on the west side,
Yeah, is that the way it
yes,
is?
there's a small tract of property that's fronting or just south of Sioux Road, and then the rest is vacant, as in the
It's not
picture.
populated, right?
It's not
I just
populated.
want to make sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Any other questions? If not, I'll close this at 6:34 PM. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioner.
Good.
The next,
Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
the next item under item F, hold a second and final public hearing and consider the ordinance adopting the budget for the City of San Juan, Texas for fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2023, and ending September 30th, 2024. Mr. Gonzalez?
Good evening, Mayor and Commission. The budget process was initiated by the Department of Finance on April 17, 2023. The 2023-24 budget preparation included one-on-one budget sessions with each department director on June 22nd through the June 24th to present the department's recommendations. 2 budget workshops with the City Commission were held on August 24th and August 26th to present and discuss the proposed budget. The budget includes the following recommendations, and then they're highlighted. This is a second and final public hearing.
This time, I'm going to open this up at 6:35 PM. Is there anyone here for or against? For or against? Any questions? Yes, yes, ma'am.
Let's talk about the raises. We're going to stick to the 4%. I know Mayor had wanted to see if we could budget the 5% at the last meeting, but I know.
We are sticking to the 4%.
Okay.
Then Mr.
Actually,
Juan.
on record, I mentioned 6%. And yeah, I did.
Between 6 and 8.
No, I
No,
said,
you did 5 and 6.
no, I said 6,
Six.
and then I would settle for 5. That's what I said. I never once mentioned 4. So I hope that we can at least come to terms to where, I mean, I would love 6, but, I mean, I'll settle for 5. But one thing I will put on the record, that whatever we approve tonight, it better increase next year. Okay? But I really think that, I mean, I would go for 6. I don't know if we're.
Mayor-
Marrona? Chime in, sir.
Well, welcome the 20% increase.
Oh, definitely.
Next year will be higher. No, but one of the things, Mayor Commissioners, is that Mr. Gonzalez and I have been sharpening those pencils and looking for different ways to maybe make it happen. I know that things are tight. However, there's a lot of business coming in. Hopefully by next year, we'll be in a different position. That we would love to have the 6% most definitely, but we're going to be also conscientious on what we have in our budget. And we like to keep the that 40%, what is it, 3 months of expenditures, 4 months of expenditures?
6 months, sir.
6 months. So we just 5%, it'll take us under. So that's the reason why we're saying we can do the 4% at no problem, no issues.
Like the mayor mentioned, sales tax has been going up, which is getting better. That we proceed to start going to next year, maybe a 6 or 7. You know, we did do an 8 recently, and we're doing the 4 now, right? So within the given amount of time, correct? 12 months. That's 12%, 24 months. I don't think any other cities giving that much. I know some cities are not giving, based on, the climate of the economy right now and what's going on, the cost of everything. But nonetheless, I do agree with Mayor as far as if it stays at 4, we're still giving a raise. And then jump on those sales tax and stuff like that to make sure that it's one of our main priorities for the next one as well.
Leroy, I hate to put you on the spot, but please, I apologize ahead of time. But with the 4% pay raise, do we have wiggle room to do possibly a one-time Christmas bonus to our staff, say $150?
I also looked at that. I looked at it with Mr. Juan this afternoon, and we did. That would be something that we could do.
So we could do a 150. I know this would be strictly probably just for our
Non-civil
norm-
service?
our non-civil service, because
Yes.
they're bound by their contract, so that's a different element. But is that something we can do?
It's doable. Yes.
Okay.
So, on the, going from a 4 to a 5, or let's say 5%, we're looking at about, do we say 48,000, almost $50,000 more. If we do the 150 in the general fund, in the general fund, we're looking at about maybe 13,000? $13,000 more. So it's either the 150 one-time bonus at the end of the year, or 5%, which is 13,000 in the general fund versus a
48,000.
48,000.
13,000 versus 48,000 is what we're looking at
In the general fund.
in the general fund.
Now, can we tighten our belts? Of course we can. We can always do, this is up to you all. We can only make recommendations.
So if we go with 6%, where we would be?
It'll be a big hit.
Huh?
That'll be a big hit.
Would it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because I still feel that 4% is not right. I feel our employees deserve more. They've done so much, and I mean, last year we gave 8, and not even the cost of living is 4. So that's why I was shooting at 6 2 weeks ago. Okay, so obviously you guys come back and you're telling me that we can't, you know.
What we can do is like, our recommendation was at 4. Now, looking at different options, 4.5 to 5%. If the board decides to do, the commission decides to do the 5%, all we gotta do is tighten the belts, Mayor. That's all we can do.
I think
And make it work.
Mr. Ron, I think the 5 maybe would be, so yeah, of course, you're not gonna do the Christmas bonus, but that extra.
It'll be more.
Huh?
It'll be more.
Yes, at 48 versus 13. It's the difference of.
Now, one thing to consider is that on the EDC side, I know that we're maybe speaking out of turn, but on the EDC side, there's more business coming in. So, I'll leave it up to you.
So no, I just.
I mean, you're talking about a difference of.
Honestly, Mayor, like I said, we can do the 4, we can do the 5. If you guys decide to do the 5, then all we gotta do is work harder, bring more businesses, and tighten our belts for this fiscal year.
So you're telling me we can't do 6?
That'll be too high.
Okay, so then let's go with 5 then. And now I'm gonna tell you this next year, that we're gonna beat that number. I'm not gonna wanna settle for 5. Okay?
And that's why I mentioned, I think that we make that a priority, like you said, make that a priority, and that's what we're gonna shoot for,
You know-
that's what we're gonna do.
And Mayor, this board has been working hard.
Sure.
With the EDC, and I think it's very doable. I know every single one of us on this platform does a real good job as far as economic development, and including the EDC. I like to recommend 5, Mayor.
I'd like to do 6, but I'll respect your recommendation, sir. But for the record, I'm telling you, Leroy, and Mr. Arjona, that we're gonna have to beat this next year. Okay, so, yes, sir, I agree with you. We're gonna have to tighten up our belts. I think by next year, I think things are gonna get a lot better. And like I say, I've always said this, all our employees are the backbone of our city, and you guys are what makes the city go forward. So I really strongly believe you deserve every single percentage. That's why, you know.
And I go back, I'm only one that said 5. We have other board members.
Sure.
To decide at this point.
No, I agree.
No, I agree with that, the 5, we still got another percentage more after this discussion, and we make it a focus, priority. And
Yeah,
that's
5.
what it's gonna be next year. I think everybody that sits on this board wants the same thing for employees, every single one of us, so.
If it was up to me, I would give you 10%, but.
Yeah.
So you made a
So-
motion, is that a motion?
Second,
It's been second, it's a motion by,
to the 5.
to 6?
Lenny said 5.
You said 6?
5.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys.
6, then you gotta start
right.
cutting people,
That's right.
cutting departments, we
Okay.
don't wanna do that.
So we're talking about 5%. Been a motion, there's been a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor,
Ladies and
Commissioners.
gentlemen.
The staff is gonna be very happy.
Lenny, Mark. Oh,
Excuse me?
Close.
Oh, it's 6:43. Got excited, Brenda, I'm sorry.
The next item, Mayor Commissioner, under discussion and possible action, we have a preliminary final plat approval on the Stewart Cove Phase 1 subdivision being a 20.449 acres. Tract land out of lot S1 and 6, Stewart, addition to the Conway Gardens located at the northwest corner of Moore and Stewart Road, is requested by Meldon and Hunt. Mr. Tejerina?
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. This is the plan unit development that we've been looking at for a while. Mike Rhodes is a developer, and Meldon Hunt is the engineer for this project. This is Phase 1, total of 20.449 acre tract of land, and 95 residential lots for Phase 1 of this two-phase subdivision. And they do have access onto Stewart Road for this phase, and they'll have access onto Moore on the second phase. The subdivision is located in flood zone B, which is areas of minimal flooding, no flooding. As per FEMA maps, water and sewer services will be provided by the city. Purchased the CCN from Military Highway Water Supply, so that belongs to the city now. That's a good thing. And all our comments have been already incorporated into this plat. So staff recommends approval, preliminary and final plat approval of Stewart Cove's Phase 1 subdivision.
Any questions for Mr. Tejerina? Is there a motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Mayor, Commissioners.
The next item is approval of the Royal Heights subdivision in a 10.280 acre tract of land out of Lot 2, Block 31, Alamo Land and Sugar Company subdivision located approximately 0.15 miles south of Sam Houston Boulevard along the east side of Stewart Road, requested by Melody Hunt.
Thank you, Mr. Juan, Mayor, Commissioner, Mayor and Pro Tem Commission. The development is 10.28 acres of land, just located at the southeast corner area of Sorensen Elementary School. They're proposing 31 residential lots with entrance and exit onto Stewart Road. The proposed subdivision is flood zone B. They've already addressed all our concerns, and so staff and the Planning Commission are recommending approval, or preliminary and final plat approval of Royal Heights.
Any questions for Mr. Tejerina?
This is the area between real estate, second phase, and then, and the school, right?
Yes, sir.
That little piece of what, back there?
Yes, sir. There's a, yes, sir, that's correct.
All right.
Any other questions? If not, is there a motion approved? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item, we have consideration and action regarding a lift station number 19, emergency repair change order number 1 in the amount of $69,126. Mr. Martinez.
Good evening, Mayor, Commission. Constructor share in the amount of $69,126 made to the original proposal for additional bypass pumping. This coverage will cover the time period of material procurement. Initial pump bases were ordered as per as-built plan design, ground plus pumps, which was different to the field equipment, which were flight pumps. Also, during the repair, that was determined it was necessary to replace some electrical components in order for pumps to operate. Staff recommends approval.
What was the prior amount? Change order for 69, but what was the prior
The
amount?
prior amount was $122,390 with 20 cents. Excuse me? 122
Plus the 69 that are requested?
plus, yes,
Right.
That's what was needed, correct? Is that what you're telling us?
yes.
That's what,
This is the one that you got, is that the one that was, getting fixed, it's an emergency, right? That's the one that,
Excuse me, sir?
is that the one that, there was the emergency repairs for that one, right? That's the additional 60?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ya se parecía Black.
Bueno, ya quiero votar como garza chiquita. ¿Quién sigue? Who's next?
Under, Mayor, if I can I approve them?
De una vez, Frank.
Under contraction, we have consideration action to approve the reimbursement contract between the City of San Juan and OC Development LTD regarding subdivision improvements at the Valley Range subdivision. Mr. T?
Thank you, Mr. Arjona, Mayor Pro Tem Commission. This is a reimbursement agreement between the City of San Juan and OC Development LTD, Mr. Eddie Cantu, and it's for the improvements built at Valley Ranch subdivision for the lift station. With this agreement, any individual that wants to extend the improvements to their properties must participate in the original cost by reimbursing the developer through the city within 25 years of the completion of the improvement, subject to a 15% administrative fee retained by the city or payment to the city of San Juan. The developer constructed a lift station and all the bells and whistles that go along with it for a total cost of $273,878. In your packets, you have a copy of the reimbursement contract and the surrounding properties that if anyone that owns property there wants to develop, they would have to pay a total, I think, of $2,123.09 per acre back to Mr. Cantu based on this reimbursement contract. Planning Commission has reviewed it, staff has reviewed it, and we are recommending approval of this reimbursement contract. Yes, sir, we do, 15.
Any questions? Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Motion carries.
Under resolutions, we have consideration and action on the resolution to approve a water line access agreement between the North Alamo Water Supply Corporation, the City of San Juan, and McDonald's Real Estate Company. This is a pretty much standard agreement, Mayor, when we connect North Alamo. And this is
What-
for the McDonald's.
Okay, go ahead, sir. I'll let you finish.
Yes, as Mr. Arjona was stating, this is a new McDonald's that we're under construction there at the northeast corner of Raul Longoria and Olana. So it's an agreement that we take between North Alamo Water Supply and the city for whenever it's their CCN. So it's a standard agreement, water line access agreement, Mayor. The agreement is attached in the letter. And so we're recommending approval of this water line access agreement between the city and North Alamo Water Supply.
Any questions for Mr. Tejeda? I guess the only question I have is
Yes, sir.
how long is that establishment supposed to be complete?
Complete, it's
More or
moving
less
along
ballpark.
very fast. I'm not sure.
Maybe 4 months at the most.
I know, that's why I asked.
They're like
Yes,
45
they're
days
They're
to
moving
complete.
fast, right?
Yes, sir, they are.
He's
Good.
supposed to be out in 3 months.
Wow, okay. All right, with that being said, is there a motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
The next item is considering resolution regarding the nomination of candidates for the Hidalgo County Appraisal District Board of Directors 2024, 2025. And like I said, this is for the Hidalgo County Appraisal District Board of Directors. If you have anybody in mind that you may want to recommend for, this is for the four, I'm sorry. I don't have it here on the agenda. Ms. Brenda, do you have any info on this? But this is just to nominate, should they, right? Sure you have any in mind, right?
That's correct. So right now, it's just nominations. They're not assigning point values or votes right now. So if there's any names that you would like to see as far as selections on the nominations, you can you could renominate. Some of these members could be already nominated by the county or other cities. So it's up to you. So if there's anybody else you want to add to the list, the only way they can get on the nomination list for consideration of any votes would be if the city nominated somebody. So again, this is not the assignment of your votes. This is just nominations.
We go one by one?
Well, I would think the better way would be, if there is a nomination, you can make a nomination, and it would have to be moved second for that nomination, and then go about one by one.
Oh, okay.
Or one can make a nomination for all the members or whatever, and they'll go from there. Again,
Is there a time frame on this?
Yes.
yes, there is. So October 15th.
So just historically, we never nominated anyone as far as to the appraisal
Yeah,
district.
exactly.
It's always been what the county's
Whatever they're proposing,
nominating, then we come back and vote.
and we go through the list of their,
Exactly. So that's what I was trying to say. This is just, if you want to see if you want to nominate
Name on the
somebody
list.
to be on the list, but
Okay.
these aren't, you're not assessing any vote value at this time.
Got you. So, okay.
So if the city doesn't want to nominate anybody at this time, as they've done historically, you can do that right now, and then next time we'll have a meeting. Once they finalize the nominations, we'll figure out who the city wants to assign their votes to.
So is there a motion to,
No.
no?
Make no nominations, that's correct.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
For consent agenda, Mayor Commissioner, we have item A and B to discuss. Should you have any questions for them, we'll just approve them as.
This time, is there anything we need to amend or modify on consent agenda? Amend or modify? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The next item, Mayor Commissioner, under executive session, we have the San Juan City Commission will convene executive session in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Vernon, Texas statute, and quote annotated, Government Code, Chapter 551 and 551071, which is consultation with attorney. Tonight, under personnel matters, we have the discuss appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, which in this case is the interim chief of police, Mr. Cifuentes.
So just for the record, Cifuentes, you're asking this commission to go ahead and, under executive session, to hear this publicly? Is that your wish? Okay. All right. Go, Mr. Juan.
So, we're in executive session at, what's it?
6:56 PM, we're out in the open, public.
So, Mayor Commissioners, again, this is an executive session, obviously it's requested to be out in the open. This item that was placed on the agenda was to either, he's an interim chief of police, he's been doing this for at least a year now, and I haven't seen anything but good stuff from Chief Cifuentes. The morale has really improved. We can see people patrolling, a lot of new faces here with the citizens of Juan. Just all in all, Mr. Cifuentes has been doing an excellent job with our community, here with the city. My recommendation, you were to ask me, my recommendation was to actually make him a chief of police. The guy has been doing an outstanding job with the city.
On what you said, Mr. Arjona, the same thing, Chief Cifuentes. Since you've come on, we've seen the department grow. On top of that, you've also helped to create the bike patrol, which the community has really taken to, and they really appreciate it. And I know we've seen them out and about in our different events and patrolling during normal hours, days and nights. So I've spoken to the staff, and I can see the relationships that you have, that open door policy, and that's great. I can see their positive interactions that they have with you, and your professionalism as well as the interim chief, and the great job that you've been doing to develop the team, to create and grow. And my opinion is that you've been doing a great job. So I commend you for the great job that you've done in the last year that you've been interim chief.
All right, Well, I agree, Chief. I intern right now, right? But I agree. You've seen the morale change. You've seen we haven't had any disputes or anything, taken in stride. But I think that's how you get to the top, and I think that you perfectly fit for the job. And as far as I'm concerned, and, we'll decide as a board here, but I just want to know that very proud of our staff and our PD, our fire department, and everything that they've been doing, that you all been doing since the last time. Yes, sir? So the cameras can see you. So going with that, I just wanted to express my concern on that, and on the way the staff and the PD has been growing and getting better since we did this, so.
And yes, I want to thank everybody for the opportunity. Whatever you guys decide today, to move on, my goal is still going to be there regardless. I invested 10 years here at the police department, and my goal is still to protect the officers so they can do their jobs for the community. I live in the community. At any time, if anything needs to be fixed, I'll try to fix it as much as I can. But right now, I know I have the support from the officers, and at the end of the day, it's for the benefit of the citizens. If you guys will allow me, I can continue doing this.
Mayor, if I may? Go ahead. Ever since the day I met you, I know there's something special about you. I saw your dedication and your passion for the city of San Juan. Not only did you live here, but I see your work, along with a lot of the other men that are behind you right now. They'll support you, and I can almost guarantee that they're supporting you. I like what I see. I like what you actually entail. I've seen you everywhere. Where I've been, you're there, and that's a change. And then your officers work, and for the better good of the city of San Juan. You change the culture, you change the temperament, and that's what we needed. Making sure that we address the issues to our citizens, regardless of what what transpire. A lot of times, we don't give the best news in the world. But at least we come to a center meeting of it, you know. And at the end, at least we let our citizens know exactly what we're doing, regardless of the outcome. I want to thank you. You've done a tremendous job, what I've seen. And of course, I'm hoping that whatever this board decides today, it's for the greater good of San Juan and for your men and women that are in line of duty.
I do like, Chief, also that great leaders lead by example. They don't sit just behind a desk waiting for things to happen. You're out there with the rest of your team, and that speaks volumes on the leadership qualities that you have and the team that you have, because they lead by example, and they lead by what they're being led, who's leading them. So I congratulate you, because you're not a behind the desk kind of guy. You are out there with the team. You're out there doing what needs to be done at whatever level it is. So, and that's great. Except the bike.
I've been on the bike.
Okay.
Oh, he did do the race. He did do the 5K.
But I will continue doing that. As long as I can walk, I'll be out there with the guys.
Tell you. This guy said it already. I always had, what can I say? I always had strong vibes about you doing the right thing. I've seen the morale. I've always tell the police officers, how's it going? How's the morale? Doing great, coach. We want to come back and work, you know. And this is what we need. We want police officers to come and work for City of San Juan. And with your open door policy that you had told us before, I mean, never complain that these guys are work together. The morale is way up high that we didn't have. And I commend you on that. And what else can I say about you besides being an ex-football player? For me, it's also middle school. But you always had that emphasis, and I always told you guys, and when you were young, you one of these days you are going to become somebody that is going to be helpful for the community, and I really appreciate for that. Thank you, Mr. Fuentes.
Fuentes, you know, I've worked around several chiefs before, and you know, one thing that when I first got on this commission was that I've always wanted our law enforcement to be very community-oriented, community policing, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I've talked to Mr. Arjona about this in the past, about having a leader who's got to be very involved in the community, because community policing, that's what it's about. You know, having your officers, yourself, reaching out to the community, educating them, you know, I mean, showing that you're there to help them. And I've noticed within time that I've been seeing that, and that's a beautiful thing, because you know, now we live in an era where this is the type of policing we need, not only in San Juan, but we need it all over the communities in the whole state and even in the nation. You know, we want to show our young kids that police officers are good people and they're there to help. And how do we do that? And we do that by reaching out and practicing and doing community policing. And ever since you stepped foot in this role, I've noticed that you've been doing that. With the little you have, you know,
Yeah.
you've done tremendous work with the very little you have. And I know that this commission is very supportive, not only with PD, but also with fire. You know, we're here to help you guys and support anything you all need, because at the end of the day, it's you guys that protect the community, and we need to be there for you. And so with that being said, whichever route we're gonna take, but I've noticed the difference. I've noticed that even our own citizens have been, I'm pretty sure they gotten calls. They run into people at stores, you know, and they're like, hey, now I'm seeing the officers in our neighborhood.
The reason why they're here,
You know?
behind you, there's a reason why they're here behind you.
So,
And I always thank them for the
They're
support.
here to speak up against you.
Mayor,
I'm just joking.
moving forward, whatever the decision the board makes, one thing I do want to continue to make sure we make a priority, and I know you do, but I want to make sure we continue to address it very strongly, is the mental health aspect for our departments, for all our departments, but I know PD is a little bit different with what they interact on a daily basis. I want to make sure that we make that a stronger priority in our department. And with that being said, I'd like to make a motion, Mayor, to appoint. Oh, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
we gotta close it. Any other comments?
No, again, whatever you guys decide, Commission, Mayor, again, thank you for the opportunity.
Sure. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close this at 7:04 PM.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion.
Okay.
To go with the recommendation of our city manager and appoint Leonardo Cifuentes as our chief of police for the city of San Juan.
Second.
Fourth.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Congratulations. Is there a motion to adjourn? Oh, go ahead, sir.
If you, any gentlemen, ma'am, like to say anything on behalf
Come
of
up to the
what
podium
transpired
and say
today?
anything in behalf of your chief, your new chief.
No?
I think
No
Ms. Eckhardt
pressure?
will say.
Come up here if we could take a
If
picture.
not,
Officer Garza.
if not, we're okay? We're okay?
Picture with him.
Mr. Arjona, for the next meeting, though, I do request that we put an item agenda for our next meeting, that we put Mr. Juan Carlos Martinez up for discussion as well, please. Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and close this at 7:05 PM. Oh, I'm sorry. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
This meeting's adjourned at 7:05 PM. Thank you.